Hey, what's up, YouTube? I'm back with another video. Just creating some content for today. Today's my rest day, so I just decided, take a day off, and I'm having a little bit of, I got a little bit of downtime. But I was just watching a video by this guy called Greg Doucette. He's real big on YouTube, and I like Greg. He's got a lot of great content and stuff like that. But a lot of times, Greg says stuff that I just don't agree with, And I was just watching a video about Mike Tyson. He made a video about Mike Tyson. Would he fight Mike Tyson for $1 million? I try to put the video up on the screen, but I actually think it was a funny video. But one thing I don't agree with in the video is he asks, is Mike Tyson natural? And then he says, of course he's not natural, and I don't agree with that.
Now, is Mike Tyson in fact natural? Of course he's not natural. Does anyone think he's natural? Did you see his physique as a 20-year-old, 21, as he's a fighter? The guy looked like a bodybuilder, and he's mostly doing cardio. They're not lifting weights to grow muscle. He's not natural.
I think a lot of people try to put limitations on people because they can't operate at a certain level, at a certain, capacity. And so they try to put those limitations on everybody else. He talks about Mike Tyson's physique. I'll pull the video up if I can. I should be able to pull it up on my laptop. But he talks about Mike Tyson's physique and saying, oh, he mostly does cardio and there's no way he could be that big just doing cardio. He was saying how Mike Tyson wasn't having sex for about 5 years. And I saw that video actually where Mike Tyson said he abstained from sex for 5 years. And I've got personal experience with that, with abstaining from sex, and it does make you stronger. It really does. And for the guys who are speaking against it, who never tried it, who don't have enough self-control to try it, you don't even, that's not even for you to speak on. It makes you stronger. As far as the level he was operating at, I can't punch like Mike Tyson. I'm not saying I could punch like him, I could fight like him. But one thing I do notice is that the longer I stay abstinent, the stronger I get in the gym. There was a point in time, if you guys see my last video, you see that I just recently bought a SARM cycle. And I've only been on these SARMs for about 3 weeks. But before I started this SARM cycle, I go to the gym, and I'm in the gym for anywhere between 4 to 7.5 hours. My wife is my witness. My wife can testify to this. I'm in the gym 4 to 7 hours, and I'm talking naturally. I'm talking about lifting heavy weights and really putting in work. And I'm talking taking almost 0 rest breaks from beginning to finish. I'd go for 4 hours, I'd go home, take an hour break, then I'd come back for another 3.5 hours. And this was just off of, not having sex for a couple of weeks. I just had these high levels of energy. And I think Greg don't really understand that. And not only that, but certain people have just a certain type of stamina that you can't, that's unmatched. We have an unmatched stamina, So I wanted to make this video because, like I said, I really like Greg. I like his videos. He's funny as hell, but I feel like the more followers he get, and the bigger he gets, he just starts to say any old thing, and some of this stuff just doesn't make sense, And I don't agree with the fact that, because Mike Tyson, he's one of my favorite fighters of all time. I love boxing, and I'm not saying it's just because I love Mike Tyson, but I think it's wrong to slander a man and talk about what he is or isn't doing when you have no real solid proof. Mike Tyson, he's 5'10". He really wasn't that big. When you look at me, if you look at me, I'm 6'4". How I look now is how I look naturally. I'm just being in the gym for the past 18 months. Like I said, I started this SARM cycle 3 weeks ago, and I've seen 0 results from it. Matter of fact, I'll prove it to you. Well, I can't prove it to you, but I can show you right now. I'm 6'4". I can show you the scale. When I step on this scale, what this scale says. Well, hold on. I think I got a low battery. Give me a second. That's the scale right there. Well, it said 216.8. Let me see if I can get it again before this dang battery dies. It's getting on my nerves. There you go. It said 216.8 before it blinked out. Yeah. So I'm 6'4". Now, mind you, I'm 6'4", 216, and this is my size naturally. This is my physique, my short, and this is just from me working out. This is not from any steroid or any, like I said, I haven't even seen any results from the SARM. From the SARMs, I've actually lost weight. I was like 221, and this was natural. This was me naturally. All of this stuff, you see striations and cuts and rips and all of that stuff. This is how I look naturally. If you go back on my older Instagram pictures and stuff like that, I've always looked like this, you know? My little brother, he was born with a six-pack. I just think, like, Greg doesn't understand. We're just built a certain way. Like, I literally came out the womb looking like this. Like, I still got a high body fat percentage. I'm still not even, you understand what I'm saying? And I've been taking Cardarine for 3 weeks, and I still got a lot of body fat. But my genetic makeup, all the muscle that I have, that's really just genetics. I think Greg don't understand that. I just think it's wrong for, like, Mike Tyson. He's a different type of dude, just like Muhammad Ali was a different type of dude. Muhammad Ali was another one who practiced abstinence and stuff like that, you know, and he could go 15 rounds like with no problem, you know, like Floyd Mayweather's another one that practices it. You know, he can go 12 rounds with no problem. You know, certain people just have a certain type of stamina that's just, like I said, unmatched. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Ronnie Coleman, all the great bodybuilders. Arnold Schwarzenegger in the gym for 4, 5, 6 hours a day. And, you know, it has nothing. Okay, well, I can't really say Arnold because Arnold was actually on something. Ronnie was actually on something. But, you know, me personally, my experience, I'm in the gym for hours a day, hours upon hours, and this is natural with nothing, you know. So I think Greg just don't understand that. It's because he can't operate at that level for that long. You know, why he feels like if anyone else is doing it, then they have to be on something because that's the only way he would be able to do it, you know. And I really just think it's wrong for him to slander people's names and stuff like that, to, you know, to make himself feel better about, I don't know why he does it, if it's to make himself feel better about himself, or if it's to make, you know, help other people feel better about themselves and why they can't operate at a certain level, you know. You know, when you look at people like Kobe Bryant and Kevin Durant, these people just operate, you know, these people are just high octane people. It just is what it is, you know. Our focus is somewhere totally different, so our energy levels are different, you know. So let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Yeah, I really think people they try to put their limitations on everybody else. Like I said, people used to think I was crazy being in the gym for 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, 7.5 hours. Like the longest I've spent in the gym was 7.5. And I'm talking about keeping track. And I'm talking about on multiple occasions. And I never spent any less than 4 hours in the gym. Even still to this day, I do 4 hours in the gym. I do 2 hours in the morning. I do 2 hours at night with my wife. It's just what I do. It's just, I don't feel right doing anything less. You know, and I'm not doing it to be number one in a competition. I do it because it freaking feels good. If I do anything less, I don't feel right. Like today is supposed to be my rest day. I just did a 100 squat challenge in my backyard. I'm not even supposed to be working out, but I just can't help myself. It's just, some of us are just addicted to this, you know? And I think Greg don't understand that. When you got a passion for something, it doesn't matter what it is. You can do it all day with no problem. You know, you can do it with no problem. I used to go to the gym for 4 hours and come back and not eat any food. I was just getting smaller because I was just addicted to the gym. I wasn't even trying to put on muscle. I was just addicted to working out, addicted to that high that you get when when you leave the gym. And I think Greg don't understand passion. You know, when you got a passion for something, like how Mike Tyson had a passion for bodybuilding, how Kobe Bryant had a passion for basketball, Michael Jordan had a passion for basketball. You could do it all day. with no issue, you know? There's no such thing as out of breath, I'm tired, my muscles hurt. There's no such thing when you love it, you know? And I think Greg needs to get in tune with passion. He got his passion. He's making YouTube videos yelling all day. He don't get tired of it. He do it all day. You know, like me, if I was like Greg and making videos the way Greg made and yelling all the freak, my voice would be hoarse. I would be tired. You know, I'd be tired of speaking, but he obviously doesn't get tired of it because he's got a passion for it. So you can't knock somebody else's passion because they work out all day. They can do more than you. They have more endurance and stamina than you do. You can't. Okay, so here's the video of Greg talking about Mike Tyson. Not now. Somebody pulling up outside my window. I'm in my room sitting on my bed right now. I normally don't make videos in here. I make them in the kitchen, but the kids are in the kitchen having lunch right now, so. So here's the video of Greg talking about, would I fight Mike Tyson for $1 million? And I don't even know why he went into all this other stuff about, is he natural and all of this stuff. And I thought the question was, would you fight Mike Tyson for $1 million? So that's it for now. So anyways, like I said, Greg, I love you, man. Love your videos. You're funny as hell. My wife love your videos. She think you funny as hell. But I really think you're wrong on this one. You really are. And I heard another couple things that you said in some other videos that I didn't really agree with. And it's okay, because we're not going to agree with everything, you know. But Mike Tyson, I got to defend my boy, man. Because Mike Tyson, my wife, no, I got a heart for Mike, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's it, man. So I'm just here to defend the champ. That's all. You know, I'm pretty sure he can defend himself, but you know, Greg, you know, you cool dude, man, but come on, man. You know, sometimes the slander is unnecessary. That's all I'm saying. It's unnecessary slander. But anyways, that's my spiel for the day. Like I said, I just wanted to make a video because I'm a little bit bored and I ain't had nothing to do today. It's my rest day. And yeah, that's it. So like, comment, subscribe down below. Tell me what you think. Do you think Mike Tyson was natural? Because I had never heard anyone saying that he wasn't. Greg is the first person I've ever heard say that Mike Tyson might have been on something or was on something, you know? And yeah, it just don't make sense to me. He don't look like somebody that was on something. I've seen guys bigger than Mike Tyson just from doing calisthenics. I've been to prison before. I've seen guys that are on nothing, absolutely nothing, just drive freaking food, no salt, no sugar, no nothing, and they're bigger than Mike Tyson from spending years in prison. So I don't think it's impossible to be the size Mike Tyson was at 5'10". First of all, he's tall. He's not that tall. 5'10" ain't really tall to me. I'm 6'4", so anybody under 6 feet is not tall to me. That's just me. Yeah. So I didn't see Mike Tyson as somebody who does a lot of cardio. When I did a lot of cardio, I spent 8 months in boot camp. Most of my life, I've been doing calisthenics. I didn't start lifting weights till 18 months ago. 18 months ago. And I was still bigger than most people that I know, you know? So it's not impossible to get that big. When I was 17, I was 6'2", 220 pounds. 220. I was a big kid. I was muscular. I got zero body fat. Not zero body fat, but I got low body fat. When I was 17, I was 6'2", 220. I was solid muscle. I spent 3 years in juvenile hall, and all I did was pull-ups and push-ups all day. I used to do diamond push-ups, and my freaking chest was crazy when I came, poking out like freaking titties, you know? And I was huge, and you would think I was on something, but I wasn't. I was a 17-year-old kid. I never taken anything up until 3 years ago. I took a pro hormone. I took it for 3 months. It fucked me up for a whole year, and I didn't take anything for 3 years after that. And then now I just started a SARM cycle 3 weeks ago. But that's the only time I've ever taken anything in my life, ever. You know, and I've been big and cut and ripped my entire life. These striations, I didn't get these overnight. These are from years of doing freaking push-ups. Years. All these striations you see on my shoulder, these from years of doing push-ups. So for somebody to come to me and tell me I'm not natural, like, first of all, it's a compliment. Second of all, like, I'm not even big enough for you to say I'm not natural. I'm 216 pounds and I'm 6'4". You understand what I'm saying? So, and people still come up to me and ask me, am I on something? So, yeah. Anyhow, Greg, I think you just need to understand that some people have superior genetics, number one. Other people, my uncle, actually, if you go on my Instagram page, you'll see there's a picture of my uncle who used to be a bodybuilder. He was 6'4", 230 pounds. He spent 32 years in prison. He had never been on any type of PEDs. And he was freaking ripped. I mean, he was huge, you know? And yeah, so you have to understand that some people just have superior genetics. Not only that, but some people have a passion for the things that they do so much that they operate at levels most people can't, you know? And there's people out here who are exceptional people. And Mike Tyson was an exceptional person, you know? And, you know, that's why he was famous. Yeah, but Greg, love you, man. Love your videos. But, you know, tone it down a little bit, man. And that's it. That's all I got to say. I'll see y'all later. Peace.